Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to present to all of you about Asian folk plays. The first game I will present that is Chongko. So what this means Chongko and how to play Chongko? Let me tell you guys. Chongko is Muslim game of Malay, originally played in Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, southern of Thailand, and also some parts of Sumatra and Borneo. Yes, the word Chongko was believed originated from the Old Malay. Chongko gives meaning as metal calculation that was practiced in this game. It was considered that a good player will have an advantage in collecting points to win this game. To win the game, when the player calculates a few steps in advance. The objective of playing Chongko. The objective of playing Chongko is to get rid of all to sin by moving. By moving them across over your enemy while placing each of your scene or marbles into your own house or pit. The game ends where the winner is the one with the most scene in his or her house, or the first to empty his row of holes. Equipment need 1. Chongko board. 2. Object. How to play Chongko? The Chongko boards consist of 2 rows of 7 holes called the houses, and 2 bigger holes called the storehouse. Second, before the game starts, the house of the safe Chongko scene, each while the storehouse are left empty. Third, both players begin simultaneously by scooping up all the shell in any house or they signed. 4. The game continues depend on where the last shell of each scoop is deposited. 5. The first rule ends when the player has no more shell on his side. 6. Player resume in second row with player distributing shell from their own storehouse to their own house. 7. The loser get to start the second row, and the last play continue until one player loses and all his house or cards defeat. Zipper, it is a popular game around 1917 and then 1918. This game always played by them because they did not have any game like today. This game also known as Chintik, Tutup, Boto, Tutup Aaron or Kimpiang. Rules to play Zipper. The first, this game needs 5 steel cap or zipper please appease a little to make a steel cap easier to load. Second, this game needs more than 1 player to make this game more exciting and interesting. Player divide the relation by location action. The player who load the cap and get big number of cap get to advantage to start this game. The player will spin in the zipper to play. Make sure each piece of zipper is not overlapped. 4. If the all question meet the criteria of the rule, the game can be continued with tap 1 of the zipper which are scattered. The last, if choices have been met, the other player needs to decide which zipper should be flipped. How to play? The first, each person will whack zipper. One zipper represents two points. Player with high point will start first. Zipper must be start overlapping and placed on the hand. Second, then all the zipper was the male and the opposing team will determine which zipper to be flipped. Third, if the overlapping true zipper is called chicken, while if the overlapping tree it is called tambang, and overlapping four it is called flower. And the last, winner will be determined by the total number of zippers successfully with and will be calculated according to mark.
Guli. This game, also known as clearing, one game involves drawing a circle in sand, and players will take turns knocking other players' marbles out of the circle with their out marble. This game is called random, but is also known by other name. Organization involves shooting marbles at target marbles or into holes in the ground. The main goal is to end up with the most marble at the end of the game. Each player brings his personal set of marbles to use and potentially lose. This is considered playing for keeps or keeps. Playing field. Draw a circle measuring 10 feet in diameter according to tournament rules and a starting of leg line. The leg line is drawn just outside of the circle or line. How to play? 1. To start the game, each player must swipe your marbles into the hole mixture. The marble into the hole or the nearest parent is straight as the first player starts the game, and this marble followed by almost a second and so on. Batu Seramban. Serambut, or also known as Batu Seramban or Serambat, is a traditional game played in Malaysia. Serambut is a reference to the north and east coast of Peninsula, while on the west coast of Peninsula is called Seramban game. It is usually played by girls individually or in groups of 2 to 5 people. Serambut games only need a few pieces of fruit, rubber seed, pebbles, or small stone chunks of other object commonly used round, often as much as 5 seeds. In addition, the cloth bag sewn and filled with saga seed, sand are also used. The objective of playing Batu Seramban. The aim of playing this game is to throw one of the stones one at a time and sweeping another on the floor altogether, catching the one you threw earlier on. This game continues to advanced stage where the game gets complicated. Equipment needed. This game was played using 5 or 7 pieces of objects usually made of small stone, beads, fruit seeds, beans, nut or nutshell, or even bones and originally hardwood but not this day. Today they already improvise using marble or small bags of sandstone or beans. It depends on the players to choose what kind of objects they want to use. How to play 1. Draw all 5 stones. While drawing a stone, pick up one stone and catch the stone in the air before it falls to the ground. Do this for each of the stones on the ground. 2. Repeat step 1 but pick up 2 stones at a time. 3. Repeat step 1 but pick up a combination of 3 stones and 1. 4. Draw all 5 stones. Pick up 4 stones while 1 stone is in the air and catch the latter before it falls to the ground. 5. While drawing 1 stone, place the 4 on the ground. Draw 1 stone up again and catch it while picking all 4 stones on the ground. 6. Draw all 5 stones on the ground. The opponent selects a stone to be drawn in the air. The player has to pick the stone without moving any orders. The player draws the stone in the air and picks the remaining on the ground in one clean sweep. Gasing or top spinning is a traditional game popular among the Malay, especially among the villagers living in the state of Kelantan and Malacca. The game is usually played traditionally before during harvest season when several villages will come together to challenge each other in an ultimate test of skill. The player requires strength, coordination, and skill to play this game. If the gasing is heard expressly, it can spin from up to 2 hours. The villagers believe that the spinning top would bring good harvest. Type of gasing: gasing begalan, gasing toyol, gasing tanjung, gasing kuno, gasing langlau, and gasing kelatan. How to play: 1. All players in a team will spin their top at the same time and spin them as close to one another as possible. 2. Rival team must try to knock down the other team top, striking them one at a time. 3. The first team that knocks out their opponent gasing wins the game. Gasing contest. 1. The spinning match. The one who can spin his top for the longest time wins the match. Once the top has been lost, the top is carefully scooped off the group using the team wooden bat. If you then transfer to the little wood surface and leave to spin for as long as possible. The trick here is to ensure that the top doesn't topple during the transitive, as it may seem an unbelievable so the career record stands at 2 hours. Number 2. The streaking match is far more exciting than the first. At least you won't need to stay there for hours watching a top spin and spin and spin. The streaking match is as the name suggests, each contestant must try to hit their opponent top so that the already spinning top will topple and lose its balance and spin. Galah Panjang. Galah Panjang is a game traditionally played on the court down on the vacant land. Tennis may containing 2 columns and several rows depending on the number of players. Long pole ring is made according to the number of players playing long pole. For example, if here are 10 players, tennis match consists of 4 lines. If the number of 8 players, tennis long pole consists of 4 lines. The game involves the expertise of the chef or capital to control movement on behalf of the children of the control field, while the efficiency and spin test to the ring to face. If the court has the discretion to face the court, then they can win easily. How to play? 1. Tennis long pole to skate above ground space. The length and the width depending on the painter line and the number of the player. Often a long pole box measuring approximately 2 meters multiply 1.5 meters. Number 2. After the selection is made, each group will perform the selection head shape of the dish. 2 groups will vote who can and who are on the tennis courts. Number 3. After the determination, the group will chart of the course will keep the ring with ring upon line drawn earlier. She will keep to the center line and figure to any front or rear line. Number 4. Group actors will gather in front of the ring. The next shift will touch hand with the opponent head. Next run to finish their entry into the ring. Number 5. Guardian will keep an area not exceed the facer guardian line. Number 6. Facer will cover much enough crossing the line without being touched by the keeper ring and the turn back. 7. Victoria is achieved when people who have crossed the line beyond the end of the start line, and the game continues until there are players who want to quit. Rule: all the players will be confident of the attacking team if one of them is touched by the player defeated team. Attacking team player cannot retreat back after closing the line ring. It is assumed that will cause change of teams. Attacking team assume that if there are players out of the field line. Calculate the attacking team win if one of his players to pass through or the line to return to the starting line. 1 point award to the team and the game will be reactivated. Any team that can accumulate the highest point will be considered to win the match.